new details in the case of basement boy Charlie Bothuell. The DA has told us they haven't as yet received a request for police to charge the father. Meantime, Dad says he had no idea, as you heard there, about the secret so-called Twitter account, about the child's hidden cash. I tried to find out how much money. We apparently don't know yet. And he didn't know about either of those things until the FBI told him. The FBI has told us that they are not in a position to confirm any of this. Adriana, I haven't heard from you on this story yet. Come on in as a panel. What do you think?
I don't trust one thing this guy says. Like, my visceral reaction is that he's a big, fat liar. And also, he's a control freak. He called Charlie's biological mom to try to talk to Charlie. She rejected that call, thank goodness. So he says he didn't know about the Twitter account. He didn't know about the additional money. I don't believe any of that. This is a guy who monitored how many steps his poor kid ran on the elliptical. Yeah, no, I don't believe one thing he says. I think he is so much more involved than he's letting on to. And by the way, Dr. Drew, he loves the spotlight. He's becoming sort of, and this is an odd comparison perhaps, but like a Michael Lohan, like holding his own press conferences and enlisting the media to perform a lie detector test for him. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, stay away, you know?
Yeah, and Evie, what about what the wife was saying about not trusting she'd be treated fairly? I mean, how much more objective and fair can a lie detector be than just the fact?
Well, she's this, you know, when you're dealing with individuals, perpetrators, offenders, that's what they're going to say. I don't want to take one because, you know, it's not fair because they're worried they're going to fail it. Obviously, he didn't get through his exam, so she's just throwing in further justification. And regarding what Adriana was saying, a lot of the things he said, I watched that video clip, highly deceptive comments he's making. Like, there's a lot of red flags with his speech patterns. Dr. Drew, if I may, at one point he says, my wife didn't do anything to my son, just like I have been saying that I didn't. You catch that? He's saying, my wife didn't do anything. That's a commitment there. But he's saying, just like I've been saying I didn't. He's not saying the same thing from himself.
Sam, what do you think?
There was a whole...
Yeah, I think that there's definitely something very odd here. I've said that from day one. And I was just reading on your Facebook as well as on Twitter that a lot of people are saying, well, how do we know that this kid isn't lying, that perhaps the stepmother didn't place him there? I'll tell you why I think that he's being honest. Because when he admitted to the police, when he was in isolation, that he was beat with that pipe, they wanted to see, okay, is this kid exaggerating? Is he lying? They went and they corroborated his story by finding that PVC pipe, by questioning the father. So I think if he's going to be forthright about that, it's most likely that he's going to be honest about other things too.
And Vanessa, should we be concerned about this Twitter account that the kid had on his own? I mean, is 12 okay to be on Twitter and to have done so without the parents even seeming to know about it? Do you have any trouble with that?
I'm not so much worried about the son being on Twitter as I am about the father not knowing about it. And yes, he is a big fat liar in a lot of departments, but I actually believe him here. I think he phoned it in completely oblivious as to what his son was doing online. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You have to stalk your children online. I'm sorry. We're in a day and age where it just moves so fast, and parents think they're up to date because they know Snapchat.
No.
That was a day ago.
Yeah,
you got to be up to it. You got to know what's
no matter
going
what,
on.
even when you think you're up there, they're ahead of you.
Yes, stalk your children because, yeah, it might just be a Twitter account today, but it could be a Tinder account tomorrow.